Hey, is your 18JL with a 3.6 making a noise like this? Well, then you stopped at the right video because this is how to change your belt tensioner on an 18JL with a 3.6. Come on, let's go. So this is not exactly a video I wanted to make, but due to the fact there's no videos on it and not really any literature on it and no pictures, nothing out there for an 18JL with a 3.6, I'm going to be that guy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm not ASE certified. I am a backyard, figured out myself mechanic. And I know enough to get myself a little bit into trouble and a little bit out of trouble. But let me show you what we got going on here. Again, this is an 18JL with a 3.6 on it. So if you know anything about this stuff, you would know that the air box would sit right here. Obviously, it's sitting right there. Takes one bolt right here. It's a 10 millimeter, comes out, pull on that. It's got two rubber grommets down there. It pulls right up. From there, it has the hose clamp that goes right there. That's an 8 millimeter to loosen that up. Pull that off of there. Your air inlet tube would come around over here and go into the throttle body. Again, another 8 millimeter right there to loosen that hose clamp up. These two holes right here, those are two 10 millimeter bolts. Loosen those up. That air inlet tube comes over and goes right there. That will give you access down in here to where your tensioner's at. You see the extension on the breaker bar going down into the tensioner there. That is a hydraulic tensioner. It's not a spring tensioner. So obviously you see I got access to it now. I did have to take this piece off. I'm not 100% sure what this piece is. I got to do a little bit of research on that, figure out what it is. But it takes two 13 millimeter bolts to take that off. Then you kind of just lay that over there to the side. Obviously the breaker bar is in there. Take the breaker bar, shove it over to the right a little bit. Be a little bit easy with it. It will come free. And then from there, you've got a bolt here and a bolt down. Can't really see it here with this camera. Down there. Those two bolts are what hold your tensioner in. So those two bolts that I pointed out at the end there are 16 millimeter bolts. They are a little bit lengthy, and the one on the bottom on the backside does have an aluminum bushing of some sort. Just keep in mind when you pull yours off. Luckily mine slid off. I didn't know it was back there. And it hit the floor. So obviously being aluminum, if it doesn't hit the floor, you're going to have trouble finding it because it's not going to come out with a magnet. But as for what happened with mine, we went to the Badlands and played. No issues. Didn't do anything out of the ordinary I normally don't do. They've got silty, sandy mud down there, and we did a few puddle splashes. The next day I took it over to the car wash to get cleaned up. Still not making any noise or anything. 2 hours later after I parked it, take my boy home, and it's squealing like a Ford power steering pump going out. So over the course of this week, it's only Wednesday, I found this out on Sunday, I've had that air inlet tube off of there 3-4 times. I mean, it's, if you've got some mechanical ability, it's not that big of a task to do. It takes, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours to do it total. But right now I'm sitting here waiting on the mail to show up on my part. It says it's out for delivery, so give me another hour or so, slap it back on there and get it all buttoned back up, and we'll be ready to head down the road again. So like I said, not too bad of a job, but for whatever reason, apparently nobody's either done this or nobody's thought to put this up on the internet to help anybody out. So if you're that guy running around there, running across YouTube trying to figure this out, or doing a Google search trying to figure this out, I hope you found this video, and hope it helps you out and gets you taken care of, because I know there's a lot of us that go to YouTube looking for things like this. So I'm glad I can be that guy for whoever needs help with this. Till next time.